Fred's a friend. He's a widower.
Mom, that guy is not Fred. His name is Ian Ward. He is a cult leader.
What are you talking about?
It all happened last year when you were gone.
When I was in a coma? Baby, it's okay to say I was in a coma. What happened?
I met him here in this park.
Fred?
Yes.
Wait, what do you mean you met him here? Did he try to hurt you?
No, it wasn't physical. You know how lost I was after your accident. I mean, Ian seemed to have all the answers for me. He was easy to talk to. He was kind. He was understanding. He was supportive.
He was an instant friend. Oh, my God.
Mom, Ian used to run a cult called The Path. He used me by getting close to me so he could blackmail Grandma.
Why? Did he want her money?
No, they used to know each other. Grandma was in his cult when she was about my age.
They have a history?
Yes, and not a good one. He came to town so he could pretend to be Dylan's father, and then he tried to drug Mariah and try to get her to marry him.
What?
It was disgusting, Mom. They finally locked that psycho up. I don't know how he got out. Oh my God, Grandpa is gonna freak out when he finds out.
Victor, that's exactly why Ian's here.
Hey, boy, you are really something. You know, just rolling around town like someone who's not supposed to be incarcerated.
Indeed I am.
Let me tell you something. If you have some sick desire to go back to 3 hots and a cot a day, be my guest. But you're not bringing me down with you, okay?
Adam, breathe, all right? As I did. I simply went out to get some of that glorious, fresh autumnal air.
Autumnal? Ah, okay. You saw Phyllis, didn't you?
I thought it'd be cruel to abandon her without saying a word. And suspicious, too, don't you think? There's been enough of that going around.
Meaning what?
Somebody poured poison in her ear. They tipped her off that maybe I was behind Paragon. You have any idea who would betray me in such an underhanded manner?
What do you ask me if I gave Phyllis a heads up? Yeah, I did. Because you went off script, Fred. I didn't get you out of prison so you could expand your social circle.
Oh, and it was a lovely perk, too. And no thanks to you, I quashed her concerns handily.
Okay, well, maybe for now, but you know what, Fred? Phyllis is smart. She's smart and she's stubborn.
Yes, she is. And full of life and fire.
Okay, listen to me. Maybe she doesn't know who you are, all right? But do you ever stop to think, you know, her friends, her family, they know your face. Fred, they know your face, and they hate your guts.
That's a toxic emotion. Hatred, a prison of the mind.
Prison of the mind. Yeah, let's talk about who got you out of actual prison. Paid off the right guard, right? Got the right inmate to go to your prison hospital bed. Who did that? That was me. I made that happen.
Didn't I send a thank you note, huh? My bad.
Listen, if the wrong person walks into that hospital, you and I get busted. So here's what you're gonna do, all right? You're gonna follow this to the T. You're gonna go back in to that apartment, all right? You're gonna go back into that apartment, you're gonna stay there, and you're not gonna open the door, not even for takeout. Do you understand me?
This is my path to justice and vengeance, all right? I'm the paragon of retribution.
Yeah, we've heard all this before, and I've been listening to it, and I need you to ease up.
No, I'm not gonna ease up. I sat in that cell, and the one thing that kept me going was the visions of Victor suffering, all right? I want all those visions made real, and I want to watch.
Okay. We're pulling the plug on Paragon. That's happening right now.
Or we could do something else entirely. Your weakness and capitulation is a shame, Adam. But Paragon cannot be contained.
Sure can. Ian, it's a bunch of code. It's numbers on a screen. You hit delete and the thing is gone.
You know, the fear of Victor runs so deep in you. If only you and I had met before that infection took root.
Not afraid of anyone, let alone Victor Newman. I'll find a way to get to him. I'll do it without you.
Are you going to dissolve our alliance?
Let me just put it to you in your speak, if I could. Okay, this plan is enabling this rage monster inside of you, this thing that wants to destroy Victor Newman and everyone and everything around him. What we need to do, okay, is breathe. Just go ahead and breathe through that, you know what I mean? So we can adapt and we can transform that rage monster into a beautiful little butterfly that just flutters in and shuts this thing down, man.
Revenge comes at a cost, and deep down, you know that. You got the fear virus got a hold of you, man.
Yeah, well, let me tell you something. We're going to shut down the Paragon virus right now.
I'm afraid that's not possible. Along with your fear, the Paragon has become its own beast. It wiggles and it weaves of its own accord. I couldn't stop it now if I wanted to. And I don't want to. Not one little bit. It's going to be a hell of a show, folks. A hell of a show.
This is where they're going to be.
Get these cuffs off my husband right now. He is not behind the Paragon project. It is all Ian Ward.
You know what? Ian Ward is in prison.
He was strolling through the park right now.
You saw him.
Yes, I just saw him. I promise you I wouldn't forget what he looks like.
Ward contacted you?
Jack.
I swear if he said us, so
were
much as said your
You
name.
were right about Fred. He is not some innocent widower fisherman. It was Ian trying to fake me out.
Wait, so he was pretending to be some guy named Fred? How could you not know who he was?
While my mom was in the coma, we didn't fill her in on what had happened, so she had no idea who she was dealing with.
Yeah, he was completely friendly, tossing wisdom around like it was manure on rose bushes.
Well, that's his game. How'd he get out of prison?
Who knows? But let's think about the timing. It's the same night that Jack and Billy were hauled in for that Paragon virus.
So Ward's behind the attack on Victor.
Yeah. And he's all too happy to see the Abbotts go down for it.
You know what? I would throttle the predator myself if I saw him. But I can't release all of you just based on Summer's word.
Then prepare for me to file brief after brief because Jack and Billy Abbott are now my clients.
Michael, hold on to your briefs. I will contact the prison and find out if Ian Ward is on the loose. And the rest of you, stay put. And try not to rack up any more charges while I make the call.
We should have told you, I know. You were gone. It was a dark time.
It was embarrassing and it was awful, and I really thought that we were past all of it.
Whether I knew about him or not, when am I such a sucker? Actually fell for the poor guy's sob story about his late wife.
Mom, Ian is an expert at making people trust him. This is not your fault that this happened.
He was in our cabin. He's in our town. He's free. And I'm handcuffed and can't get out of here.
Look, I don't know what else I can do to get you out of these charges, honey. I'm sorry.
There's only one person who can make this end sooner rather than later.
We created the virus. We can kill it. Now go get your guy and get it done.
You know, it's magical the way computer technology works. Yes, my colleague mapped out all of the ones and the zeros for the program. But now, it's become a living creature with a mind of its own. We cut it in half, and like a worm, the two halves just keep on moving. It's twice the chaos. It's indestructible, really. It's marvelous.
Okay, look, I've heard about enough of this. All right, I'm gonna get my laptop. You're gonna get yours. We're gonna put them together, and we're gonna figure this out.
Oh, I told you, Adam. I don't take orders.
After what Ian Ward did to Nikki and Summer?
And Mariah, here comes the bride. No wonder she's such a freak. Humiliating mom with diaries from when she was young and confused.
And all those claims he was my father.
He manages to get that close to Phyllis after nearly brainwashing Summer.
Well, he's a menace and conniving enough to execute an elaborate revenge plan, but to get out of prison.
No, I wouldn't put anything past him. I'm sure he convinced that guard that releasing him was part of his path.
Then launch a sneak attack on Newman Enterprises, conveniently letting us look like the hacker.
Okay, whoever Summer saw, we can't confirm it was Ian Ward.
No, if Summer says she saw him, that's who she saw.
Well, according to the warden, Ian is presently in a prison hospital room being treated for a chronic condition, and he has no computer access.
Wait, then who was in the park with Phyllis?
Well, I intend to find out, but I think it's safe to assume whoever initiated the virus didn't do it from a prison hospital room.
He's back.
Marco?
What? No, it's Ian Ward. I just saw him.
I thought he was in jail.
Yeah, well, he escaped. No, that's how much he hates us. He escapes from prison, and instead of running away and laying low, he comes here to destroy us and to hurt Grandpa.
Well, you know what? There's a lot of people that want to hurt Grandpa. You know why? Because he doesn't give a damn about anyone or anything.
What happened? Why are you so mad right now?
So Jack Abbott and his punk brother are finally arrested. I'll be damned. And Interpol is doing everything they can to make sure that Ashley comes back to America? Good. So the Abbotts are about to pay for their crimes. Excuse me.
You need to put the phone down, and you need to hear this.
Don't you ever barge into my office and give me orders. Get that out of here.
About
What?
Paragon. I have information. You need to hear this.
Excuse me for a moment. I need to deal with a nuisance here. All right? I'll get back to you later. Yep, give me an update on Ashley. What is it?
Ian Ward is behind the Paragon project.
You mean Ian Ward? Ian Ward is in prison.
Ian Ward was at Chancellor Park. My daughter identified him. Your granddaughter, who you adore, swore she saw him. And from what I hear about this guy, weaseling out of prison is part of his skill set.
She saw Ian Ward?
He is behind the virus, Victor. He is behind the market fluctuations, the shipping company, not the Abbotts, not Jack.
You serious? This is true?
It is. And you need to find him. And after what he did to my daughter, however you want to handle him, it works for me.
And Summer is certain this was Ian Ward?
Yep. She was practically shaking after she told me.
Well, he obviously came back into town to wreak havoc. But he's not going to do damage to me or my family.
I think that revenge and justice are awesome, but you know what? You need to get Jack out of jail first.
Why the hell would I do that?
Because you have to drop the charges, Victor. Come on.
Phyllis, if Ian Ward is indeed roaming the streets, why do I think that he may not be working with the Abbotts? They're not absolved of any crimes.
You wouldn't know about Ian Ward if I hadn't told you. You think it's just a coincidence he's walking around now? No. Victor, you owe me. Let Jack go.
Hey, Ian. You got a choice. You can either help me put an end to this Paragon virus, I give you a free pass on the cheap shot, or you can be looking over your shoulder for the rest of your life. But you can't run from me. I'll find you.
I've got some good news for you. That was my contact at the FBI. The computer fraud charges are being dropped.
Oh, finally, somebody gets it right.
What happened? Did they find Ian Ward?
Victor had Jack and Billy arrested. We can assume he had them unarrested as well.
Lurch does not get brownie points for this.
Phyllis forced him to do this. Speaking of that, I have to get to Phyllis. Can we get these off of me?
You heard the chief. My client can walk.
Thank you. Listen, if Ian knows we're on to him, he could panic. I gotta get to Phyllis.
Okay, great. So us next. Hello?
The federal charges regarding cybercrime have been dropped, which you two tried to pull. That comes under another category. Excuse me.
Those two are the troublemakers. I was trying to go peacefully.
Seriously? So you're just gonna leave us here after we tried to help you?
So Ian Ward has an unknown chronic condition that gets him sent to the prison hospital.
It's pretty convenient, huh?
Yeah.
Well, lots of things can happen during a prisoner transfer. Papers can be misfiled, IDs switched.
We have no idea how long Ian has had to, say, brainwash a guard or an orderly. We know that he plays mind games all the time.
Man, all this going down the same time Hillary is missing. Ian Ward preys on women.
That's his M.O.
Man, I wish I knew he was a possibility when I got the pilot to talk.
Hillary is not part of Victor's universe. We all know that Victor is the primary target for Ian.
I know this is a stretch, but we learn Hillary is in town the same day we find out Ian Ward is here. Coincidence?
Hey, listen, it's not really a great time.
What's wrong? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'll be okay.
We know who's behind Paragon.
Who?
Fisherman Fred. Turns out he's really Ian Ward.
Oh, hold on. Ian Ward, the cult leader guy, he's behind bars.
Apparently not.
He escaped. He went after Victor and Nikki, of course, that makes sense.
We have to find a way to shut him down before this destroys the Newmans and the Abbotts.
Warden, I really don't care about your regulations, but you're allowing a known pervert to roam the streets of Genoa City and slip through the cracks he left your prison to endanger everyone in town, including me and my wife.
All due respect, Mr. Newman, you're wrong. I'll prove it myself. Bring him in here.
Victor, my friend, to what do I owe the pleasure?
I understand that